All right, and so this is question number 5. As you can see here, if you take a look at question number 5, question 5 number reads, based on your own personality traits, what god or goddess of Greek mythology best represents you? Make sure to use at least 3 concrete examples from your life and plenty of significant attributes of the god or goddess to illustrate your argument. So, what you need to do here is, obviously, the first thing you need to do is select a god or goddess. I would then spend a little bit of time talking about their attributes. Discuss attributes or traits of that god or goddess that you chose. This would be a good time to take a look and review those notes that you all took on the Major Olympians. You had those worksheets that you completed a couple weeks ago, so it'd probably be a good time to pull those out, review those, and decide which god or goddess best represents you. And then down here, what I want you to do is I want you to spend some time bringing up 3 examples from your own life. And in concordance with that, you'll narrow in on 3 attributes. And you'll explain how each example somehow illustrates some attribute. Each example from your own life illustrates some attribute of the god or goddess you select. And then you'll obviously have some concluding thoughts here at the end. Really, the idea of this question is I really just want you to obviously apply, each of these Greek god or goddesses are the personification of different human attributes or different natural attributes. Usually it's a combination of both. And we know that from taking a look at least the videos, the movies, and then I'm hoping that you're applying this with the reading, is that the Greek gods and goddesses weren't omnipotent. They weren't all-powerful gods, similar to like a Judeo-Christian idea of God. They had faults. They were human. They were jealous. They were angry. They had all sorts of really kind of some of the things that we may not even consider that admirable in ourselves, but we find in ourselves. The Greek gods and goddesses illustrated these human frailties, and they made them really kind of achievable, like understandable for the Greeks, and that the Greeks could look at them and they could better understand these archetypal ideas. The problematic nature of fatherhood at times, or jealousy, or anger, or lust in the case of Zeus. And so by personifying these common human problems, it created a context by which the Greeks could talk about them and understand them and come to a far deeper understanding of these human abstractions than they could without the personification of these attributes through these gods and goddesses. So the Greeks had a really different model of the divinity than probably most of us carry around with us today when we think of divine beings and we think of omnipotent, all-powerful, all-loving, all-seeing versions of our divinity. They didn't. They saw them as very human, and as a result of that humanity, the stories or the myths serve as a way to better understand those attributes. So think about which, there's really no right or wrong answer here. Basically, I want you to look at the attributes of a god or goddess, talk about them, and roughly correlate with how those attributes might relate to your life. So that's the midterm exam questions. Let me know if you have any questions as you advance through this process, and I hope that I hope it's a good, solid challenge and a solid learning experience for you. Thanks.